Welcome to Euro Bangla City SATV News. This is Shibala Alam with our headlines. Campaign to vaccinate school students will start this week, said Director General of DGHS today. A Dhaka court sentenced former State Minister for Home Lutfuzzaman Babu to 8 years imprisonment for amazing illegal wealth. The High Court decided to form an interim board to manage e-commerce company eValley, consisting former judge, secretary CA and the lawyer. Campaign to vaccinate school students aged between 12 and 17 will start this week, said Professor Abul Bashar Mohammad Khurshid Alam. Pfizer vaccine will be used to vaccinate the children. School authorities will provide Director General of the Director General of Health Services (DGHS) with list of their students. DGHS passed that on the Shuroka app server afterwards. DGHS will run trials initially. 50 to 100 children will be selected for this. Earlier this month, Education Minister Dr. Dipu Moni said preparations are underway to vaccinate school students who are above 12 years old. A Dhaka court on Tuesday sentenced to 8 years rigorous imprisonment in a case filed against former State Minister for Home Lutfuzzaman Babu on charges of amazing illegal wealth worth Dhaka 7.5 crore. Judge Muhammad Shahidul Islam of Dhaka Special Judges Court 7 paused the order after hearing the closing argument of both prosecution and defense in the case. During closing hearing, the prosecution told the court that they were able to prove the charges against Babu and sought the highest punishment for him. The Anti-Corruption Commission ACC filed the case against Babar with Ramna Police on January 13, 2008. Babar was arrested from his Gulshan residence on May 28, 2007. He was sentenced to 17 years of imprisonment in an arms case on October 30, 2007. He was also sentenced to death in 10 truck arms haul and August 21st grenade attack cases. The High Court has decided to form an interim board to manage e-commerce company eValley. The board will consist of a former judge, a secretary, a chartered accountant and a lawyer. This was stated by the High Court in the morning hearing of the e-commerce company eValley. Justice Khurshid Alam Sharkar will order the formation of the board tomorrow. Earlier, the Register for Joint Stock Companies and Firms had submitted all the information of e-commerce company eValley to the High Court in the form of a report. The High Court issued a notice asking why it would not be terminated. The court also banned the sale and transfer of all the company's assets. The Dhaka court on Tuesday granted bail to Grameen Telecom chairman and Nobel laureate Dr. Muhammad Yunus in a case filed for violating labour laws. Dhaka's Labour Court 3 chairman issued the bail order about Muhammad Yunus surrendered before the court seeking bail in the case. Earlier, SM Arifuzzaman, Labour Inspector of Department, filed the case with the Dhaka's Labour Court on September 9. According to case file, the Department of Inspection for Factories and Establishment noticed several violations of labour law during the recent inspection at Grameen Telecom. The violation includes failing to permanent the jobs of 101 workers and employees, not forming workers' participation fund as well as welfare fund, and failing to provide 5% of the company's dividend to workers. Controversial businessman Musa bin Shamsher and his wife have appeared at the Dhaka Metropolitan Detective Branch DB Police Office. They appeared at the DB office around 3:15 p.m. on Tuesday. Dhaka Metropolitan Detective Branch DB of Police summoned Musa to be clarified on 3 issues, including his alleged involvement with Abdul Qadir. Musa bin Shamsher was charged with involvement with Abdul Qadir, who was arrested on suspicion of cheating in the guise of an additional secretary. Meanwhile, Musa's son lawyer Jubi Musa met with intelligence officials on Sunday. He was summoned to know if his father was the victim in Qadir's case or if he was suspiciously involved in the scam. On the second day of Durga Puja, crowds of devotees flock to the temple to pay homage to Mahasaptami. Worship of goddess Durga is also going on in Chittagong on the seventh day, which is known as the Hindus as Mahasaptami. Goddess Durga is being worshipped on this day along with Mahadev, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Kartik, Ganesha and even Maheshwara lying at the feet of the goddess. Mahasaptami, the biggest religious festival of the followers of the traditional religion, is being held in Netrokona. In every temple, the drums, the uludhani, the sound of conch shells and the rhythm of the kasi instruments are sung. Viewers are taking a short break. Stay with Euro Bangla City SATV News. Welcome back. You're watching Euro Bangla City SATV News. Now international news. At least 15 people have died during unseasonably heavy rain and flooding in North China's Shanxi province earlier this month, local officials said Tuesday, after the normally dry region received 3 months' rain in 1 week. The flooding hit the coal-rich landlocked region during a nationwide energy crunch and after record floods killed more than 300 people in central Henan province in July. At least 60 coal mines in the province, one of China's top coal-producing regions, had temporarily closed due to the floods. North Korean leader Kim Jong has blamed the US for tensions on the peninsula and accused the South of hypocrisy. The state media reported on Tuesday as the opened an exhibition showcasing his nuclear-armed country's weapons. The US is the root cause of instability, Kim said in an address to the Self-Defense 2021 display, said the official Korean Central News Agency. However, Pyongyang is under multiple international sanctions over its banned nuclear weapons and ballistic missile program, which have made rapid progress under Kim. Shia Muslim cleric Muqtada al-Sadr's party was the biggest winner in the Iraqi election on Monday, increasing the number of seats he holds in parliaments according to initial results, official and the spokesperson for the Sadrist movement. Former Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki looked set as they have the next largest wing among Shiite parties that initial results showed. A count based on initial results from several Iraqi provinces plus the capital Baghdad, verified by local government officials, suggested Sadr has won more than 70 seats, which is confirmed could give him considerable influence in forming a government. A UN committee tasked with protecting children's rights said countries are legally responsible for the harmful effects of greenhouse gas emission originating in their territory on children outside their borders. In a statement Monday, the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child explained that the youths are victims as they pose threats to their rights to life, health and culture. It also stated that some countries are violating the Convention on the Rights of the Child by failing to curb emission to levels stipulated by the Paris Agreement. A growing number of teenagers across the United Arab Emirates and the wider GCC are being attracted by vaping products as a fashionable and attractive alternative to cigarettes, experts said. Doctors in the UAE are warning that the flavored options are enticing many adolescents to try the battery-operated e-cigarettes, with many falsely believing vaping is a safe alternative to traditional nicotine products. However, they warn the vapes, which have cartridges filled with the liquid that usually contains nicotine, flavoring and chemicals, are still harmful products for the user of any age. Vaping was legalized in the UAE in 2019 and in Saudi Arabia in 2020. France will ban plastic packaging for nearly all fruit and vegetables from January 2022 in a bid to reduce plastic wastage, the Environment Ministry said on Monday. French government used an outrageous amount of single-use plastic in the daily lives. The circular economy law aims at cutting back the use of throwaway plastic and boosts its substitution by other materials or reusable and recyclable packaging, the ministry said in a statement. It estimated that 37% of fruits and vegetables are sold with packaging and expects the measure will prevent more than 1 billion useless plastic packaging items per year. However, French Fruit Sellers Federation president said switching to cardboard will be difficult in such a short time. Also, selling loose produce is complicated as many customers touch the fruit and people do not want their fruits to be touched by any other customer, she said. However, the packaging ban is part of the multi-year government program to phase out plastic. Economists David Carr, Joshua Angrist and Guido Imbens won the 2021 Nobel Economics Prize on Monday for pioneering natural experiments to show real-world economic impacts in areas than the U.S. fast food sector to migration from Castro-era Cuba. Unlike in medicine or other sciences, economics cannot conduct rigidly controlled clinical trials. Instead, natural experiments use real-life situations to study impacts on the world, an approach that has spread to other social sciences. The research has substantially improved our ability to answer key casual questions, which has been of great benefit to society, says Peter Fredrickson, chair of the Economic Sciences Prize Committee. Now a story from the sports world. Germany have secured a ticket to the World Cup as the first team to beat North Macedonia. The team has won the European region by 4-0. Germany broke the deadlock in 50th minute with a goal by Herberts. Timo Werner then scored a pair of goals. Hans Flick's team went ahead 3-0. Substitute footballer Musiala ensured a big victory for the team in the 63rd minute. This is his first goal in international football. Germany topped Group J with 21 points. At the same time, the team crossed the hurdle of the first qualifying round and entered the World Cup in Qatar. Before ending, we go to the Euro-Bangla City SATV News headline again. Campaign to vaccinate school students will start this week, said Director General of DGHS today. The Dhaka court sentenced former State Minister for Home Lutfur Zaman Babu to 8 years imprisonment for amassing illegal wealth. The High Court decided to form an interim board to manage e-commerce company eValley, consisting former judge, secretary, CA and a lawyer. Get up to date so far here on Euro-Bangla City SATV News, and to know the latest news, visit www.satvtv. Stay with SATV.